I've done nothing today, so we're gonna raw dog 2 miles right now. No warm up, no nothing. Hoping y'all are having fun skiing without me, cause screw y'all.
Yo, Pierre, you wanna come out here?
Post run. If you're on a slope in Colorado right now, screw you, because I got chased by a dog. And I'm still very sick from that Fayetteville trip. No, okay. I'm so mad. I just spent 30 minutes filming a real talk. Where is my footage at? Where is it at? That was such a good session too. I was hitting them points for real. Anyway, it's okay. I get to do it again. That was my rehearsal, I guess. But yes, y'all saw me rip that mile. I got chased by a dog, so I said I was gonna do 2, but nope. No. No. Bark. I think the owner was in the garage or something. Because I heard laughs from the garage when it was chasing me. He's embarrassed. Anyway, I was bending a corner. And this little white fluffy dog decided, let's use Barry as an example. This white little fluffy dog, he was like, yo, this shirtless kid is running right now. He's running pretty freaking fast. So I'm gonna chase after him. I'm screaming and stuff. I'm yelling at it and things of that nature. I hear laughs from the garage, so screw you if you're the owner of that house and that dog. I outran it because I'm a dog too. I woke up at what, 11 a.m. and I laid there until like, what time is it? What time did I start running? Like what, 7? So yeah, before that, I was just sitting, but not even sitting in bed, I was laying in bed. Okay, we're gonna get into business now. Real talk. Welcome to day 19, Vlogmas. Dude, Christmas is in a few days. That's freaking insane. I didn't even ask my parents for anything. What a surprise. I love you don't need anything though, so I appreciate my parents type thing. For putting a roof over my head and giving me this $40,000 car. Anyway, these past few real talks, if you haven't been skipping, because if you skip these, then, well, that's on you, I guess, I don't know. I've been going on about promises from God. And I'm in my car right now. I'm in the mechanical wool right now. The GPS stays silent when you're on the right track. And I want to talk about God's voice today. God's voice, we don't know what it sounds like, right? You know, he speaks to us in miraculous ways, ways we can't even understand, but there's times that it seems God seems silent. We're urging for signs from him, or like a calling from him, right? We ask him for discernment, we ask him for his hand, his righteousness over whatever situation we're in right now. But what happens when you don't recognize his voice? There's one of two things. First off, it may not be according to his will. Whatever you're chasing or seeking, or whatever you're trying to, hear from, it may not be at the right time to receive, or it might not be made for you. Another thing, you're going down the right path. On a GPS, you say, here, Google Maps. Oh, screw Google Maps. Freaking Lydia, on that Faye trip, she used Google Maps, and that's why we did 2 circles in the middle of the road. Anyway, Apple Maps, the best transportation app, other than Waze, because Waze is freaking fire. There is an estimated time of arrival. The GPS stays silent when you're going down the right path, until you have to take a turn. I believe that's how God works in our lives. We've been talking about promises. In the period of going down the path, going down the direction, there is an estimated time of arrival that the Lord will fulfill his promise in your life. Out of those 2 things, you must ask him for discernment, because you don't want to spend time seeking things that are not made for you, or that is going to destroy you, right? You want to ask the Lord to bring you down the right path, his path, the path that he lights before you. It's in Romans 8. So this is verse 25. But if we hope for what we do not yet have, we wait for it patiently. And I want to build off that. So I don't know where I heard this from, but it was a really good analogy. Think about, you're going to Chili's with your homies, right? A little dinner. There's 2 types of waiting in that building. One, it's you, the customer, and then the other is the waiter. We could be either the waiter or the waiting. So if we choose to be the waiting, we order something that is of him, that will bear fruit, that is in his name, right? Whatever that may be for you. And we just sit there and wait. We might sip on your drink a little bit, might sip on your little water with lemon in it, but you're waiting, you're doing nothing, right? But there's this faith that that something's happening behind the scenes. Your food is being prepared, and it will be delivered to you at some point. Right? That's links back to the ETA. And then there's the waiter. Right? So the difference between these two is that the waiting, you just wait and you don't do anything. But the waiter, it is something called active waiting. With active waiting, you're out there tending other tables. You're 5-0. Oh my goodness. Yeah, you're busting tables, you're cleaning up other tables, you're tending other people. You may be like cleaning up a table and boom, there's a tip. That's a blessing right there. At the end of the shift, it represents God's promise that you've been desiring, God's gift that you've been working for. Yeah, so these little tips on these tables, that's the blessings and things that he puts in your life for you to recognize his faith and to build your faith off of his. So the waiter is active waiting, knowing that the Lord will soon fulfill the promise, the paycheck will come, right? And then the waiting, which is just chilling and just waiting for God to unfold and not taking action, right? But still, the promise is on the way. So yes, wait on the Lord. Anyway, let's continue on. Let's skip down to verse 28. Pretty famous one. And we know that in all things, God works for the good of those who love him, who have been called according to his purpose. So yeah, that just builds off of that. The Lord puts a promise in your heart, and he longs to fulfill it. While you're working, he is also working. The Lord never stops working. And he works for the good of those who trust him and are called according to his purpose. Watch his plans unfold in your life. And watch him moves in ways you cannot understand. So I think that's real talk for the day. That was a really good one, actually. These real talks and devos, I've been just complacent with it, I think. And I've just been reading my notes. I haven't been really intimate with you, and I feel like I'm just doing this just to get it done, saying that, hey, I have a devo at the end of my videos, go watch it. But am I really getting anything from it? And are you getting anything out of it? Lock in on him and not just lock in on doing this for the camera and bearing his name and not seeking his face, right? Thank God that I decided to add these real talks, and this segment I feel has been pretty impactful. I pray that you took something out of this. But these will continue on until the end of VLOGMAS and many more. I'm gonna continue making videos, bro. Not gonna lie. Dog, it's scary at night, yo. I don't know how I ran here. Let's hop in Luke 19. Devo mosquito time. So real talk took quite a bit, but we're gonna go hit the highlights. Luke 19. It fulfills God's mission to save the lost, faithfulness and stewardship, in Jesus' kingship, and judgment and compassion, and true worship. So from verse 1 through 10 is Zacchaeus. I can't read my handwriting. It's Zacchaeus the tax collector. And from this whole passage, Jesus welcomes sinners who repent and transforms their lives. Jesus came to save the lost, not the saved. From verse 11 through 27, it is the parable of the 10 minas. So 3 things out of this. It is faithfulness and stewardship. Use what God has given to you to serve him. Accountability and God's rewards for faithfulness. And from verse 28 to 40, it is Jesus' triumphant entry. So Jesus enters Jerusalem on a colt, which fulfills a Old Testament prophecy, which is Zechariah 9:9. So Jesus crip walking into Jerusalem shows that Jesus is the rightful king and his reign will be proclaimed. From verse 41 to 44, Jesus weeps over Jerusalem. Jesus weeps over the people of Jerusalem because some of them rejected him, and from that, rejecting Jesus leads to judgment, which breaks his heart. So, at dinner with Brady and Abe, I looked up here and there was some dents right there. I have no idea where they went, but there was dents up there. Look at the handprints thing. Shout out Haley for being clean and not doing push-ups on my car, so.